You never know when things are going to disappear. Unfortunately, Overflow didn't make it here at the source. They had really good banana ice cream, and they had a really cool location. Because if we come around the side over here, they have like these giant garage doors that open up. Like this giant garage door opened up, and it had like this entire space, like a cool view. But unfortunately, they didn't make it, and I didn't get my last scoop of banana ice cream. So I'm really sad. All right, we have movement at the store across from the K-pop store. There's benches. You probably can't see through the glass, but there's benches like right there. And based off these racks, maybe this will be a future shoe store, clothing store. I do not know, but there's movement. There hasn't been anything here for like half a year. It used to be a jewelry store, but who knows what's next. We got 5 days till Korea, which is insane. I feel so lonely because my buddy Edward is in Korea. My buddy Johnny's at WrestleMania, and I'm just here in Orange County. But it's not too sad because I've been cooped up inside all day playing Pragmata. Shout out Capcom, shout out the whole Pragmata team. So far, the game is amazing. 10 out of 10. I'm so surprised at how small the download was. It was like 35 gigs, and I was like, wow, I was expecting at least like 80, but it was super small. And you know I'm a big fan of the moon. Is it real? Did we really land on the moon? I would like to talk to all of you about it. I could go on for hours, but all you had to tell me was that this game takes place on the moon and sold. Don't need to know anything else. Didn't play the demo, didn't watch any trailers, so it's awesome. But I've been playing Pragmata all day, and I figured I need to get out of the house. I'm starting to feel a little stir crazy. Too much hacking with Diana. But so far, I'm probably like 3 or 4 hours into the game, and it like gives me serious like Dead Space vibes. Maybe that's why I like it. Looks like it's influenced by Dead Space. There's even some horror elements, but we're here at the mall. We picked up an album that I wasn't expecting to pick up, but I got into a new group recently, and I will explain once we go upstairs. Got coffee at the best coffee shop on planet Earth. And you can't really see it because I've been drinking it, but I got this banana cream to top my latte off with, which is like big back activities, but I can't help myself because it's so good. I got it with my coffee today, and the girl making my coffee, she asked me my thoughts on the banana cream, and I just gave it a glowing review because like it's crack. Like I'm obsessed with it. I get it every time as long as it's in stock because it's been sold out before. And she was super stoked because she wanted to tell me that she's actually the creator of this banana cream. And I just asked her like what inspired her to make it and what are the ingredients, and God, it was so cool because this is like, since the first day I got it, like I've been obsessed with it. So to be able to meet the person who created it, it was awesome because I'm telling you, it's crack. But we're here, charging my car, as always. I didn't plan on to charge my car, but to be honest, it's the weekend and it's like crazy busy, so parking is non-existent. But there were charging spaces available, so I just said, F it, might as well just get some extra, energy in my battery, but mainly for the parking spot. But anyways, we're here to unbox the first mini album for a new boy band. I guess that's like the most fair way to describe them. But they're obviously in the K-pop bubble, just like all the other bands I like, QWER, Latency. But I was on YouTube the other day, and like I'm not super tapped in when it comes to the bands. So when I saw this band, I was like, oh, like this is probably a band that's been around and they just haven't been on my radar. But the reason they caught my eye is because their drummer wears a mask, and it's a ridiculous looking mask, and it just reminds me of like Suicide Silence when the OG drummer would just wear the mask the whole set. To this day, like I don't even know what he looks like. Even back in the day, he came on the podcast, but this was before I did videos, just audio only. So to this day, I still don't know what that guy looks like. But the band is called hrtz.wav. Pretty cool name. They have a cool vibe. The music's awesome. So let's unbox their first mini album. And I'm hoping to get the drummer's photo card. All right, hrtz.wav, the first wave. Look how cool the drummer looks. He's that guy with the mask. But I saw a thumbnail, and I'm like, why is that guy wearing a mask? So I checked it out. I was like, oh, this music's actually pretty catchy. Like, I'm definitely vibing with this. And yeah, they're putting their music out with Cacao Entertainment. Oh, wow. It can exit either side, okay. The first wave, okay, we're trying not to get any spoilers. CD feels like a mini CD. Okay, I think that's a poster. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, maybe that's where all the photo cards? Okay, all right. I think the photo cards are in there because the CD is in the back. You know we like a good CD art. Okay. Has all the members' names in the back. The drummer's name is Hagiwa. I don't know if that's his real name. I think that's just the character's name with the mask. And like they just debuted like not that long ago, like earlier this month. And it's crazy because when I first got into K-pop, like idols like weren't allowed to have social media. It was like a big deal when like twice when each member were finally able to open up their own Instagrams, and I remember it was like news, like oh shit, like every individual member of Twice opened up their own personal Instagrams, like go follow them. But like these guys, like I said, debuted earlier this month, and I went to Hagiwa's Instagram, and he already has like 500K followers, and like this is like I'm telling you, like literally like a brand new band. Haven't toured, haven't done anything. Like I don't even think they've won any music shows yet, but they got a strong following already. I think this is a poster. Okay. It's like a poster / lyric sheet. There's the lyrics on the back, so we can study them. So when we get to the first gig, we can go crazy. Okay, so I thought this is normally what CDs come in. This is like a CD sleeve. Okay, there's multiple photo cards in here, so hopefully we're eating good. But there's Polaroids. These are like mock Polaroids. Okay, that's the real homie right there. Okay, that's all the Polaroids. Okay, so we're hoping for a Hagiwa photo card. Try to pull it upside down so we don't get spoiled. Okay. All right, so there's 4 photo cards and there's 5 members. Right, there's 5 members, right? Yeah, 5. Okay, so chances of pulling Hagiwa are good. Let's see, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's a group one. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's another group one. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's not, we wanted the Hagiwa solo. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we did not get a Hagiwa solo. No diss to the other members. I'm still learning their names. But this is one of 2 versions. I'm not sure which version this is. I just got this one first because I like the cover. So there is a chance when we buy the other version that we could pull Hagiwa. But I'm trying to think. It's the weekend. tomorrow. Oh shit, I'm dropping everything. It's not the first time I've done that. It's the weekend. I don't know. I think I might come back to the mall one more time before Korea. Actually, no. I know I'll be back at least one more time because I'm gonna. Fun fact. Let me peel the behind the curtain a little bit. Whenever I fly out, I like to think that I'm leaving town on like a good note. So I always. It doesn't always work out, but like 95% of the time, what I'll do, my routine, if I'm flying out of LAX, which is like most of the time, what I'll do is I'll pack my bags, hopefully be on time, and then I will want to come to the mall because this is like one of my favorite places on planet Earth. I've been coming here for forever, as you know, if you've been following the channel for a while. I'll come to the mall, hit the K-pop store, and then I'll come to the coffee shop. And obviously, coffee send me straight to the bathroom, but obviously, like, I come way before my flight, so by the time my flight comes, we don't have to worry about any of that. But I always like to have this, vibe, the mall be like my last stop before I leave, just so when I think about home, it's a good last memory, just in case I don't make it back, which is always, which is not always the plan, right? We always want to make it back safe, but just in case. So I will be back at least one more time, and I fly out Thursday, which is nice because we fly out Thursday, like late Thursday, and then we land in Seoul, not Seoul, obviously, we land in Incheon, I'll just say Korea. We land in Korea at 5 a.m., which is early, but I did that last time, and it was great. The airport was empty, so it wasn't busy at all, and I filled out all my paperwork online, so when I got to customs, they just scanned my passport, and I was able just to go right in. And I remember I went to the LG counter. Shout out to LG. They have like multiple counters in Incheon, but they have a 24-hour counter. So I was able to go and pick up a Wi-Fi egg, because that's like if anybody asks me like what are some tips about going to Korea, like if you don't have an eSIM, or if you don't have like a local phone number, I would highly recommend a Wi-Fi egg, because that made my trip infinitely better. Because the first time I went to Korea, I just relied on I have T-Mobile for anybody who's wondering. I have T-Mobile, and my plan gives me service in over like 52 different countries. It sounds cool, but literally, like when I go to any other country like outside of America that I am able to get service in, it's like really bad service. So when I went to Korea the first time, I skipped out on getting a Wi-Fi egg. So I was like, oh, don't worry, like I have service because I have T-Mobile, so it shouldn't be a problem. But it was a problem, because like when I was out and about, it was terrible service. So second time, I was like, all right, let me try getting a Wi-Fi egg, and that made things so much better. I had amazing service everywhere. Yeah, I had to carry like an extra device on me, but I traveled pretty lightweight to begin with. But it was worth it having that Wi-Fi egg, being able to have service everywhere, including like when I got on the subway, because I think that was like the biggest like weak point on the first trip, was when I would go ride the subway, the service that I had just wouldn't be good in the subway. Like I would lose connection. So when I'd be like checking my neighbor maps, like, oh, is my stop coming up? How many more stops till my stop? And it'd be so like laggy, and it was an issue. So getting that egg helped out a lot. So I'd never done anything like that before, but it was like really easy. I just like reserved it online, I paid in advance, and I just went to the counter, showed them my email, they checked my ID, make sure it was actually me, and had to sign a contract, you know, stating that I would return the device, and if I didn't, I'd get charged for it. Um, and it was very easy, painless, and it didn't take long. And connecting to it was super simple, and it was probably like the best thing. It improved my experience. So yeah, so I'll land at 5 on Saturday, go get that Wi-Fi egg, and then last time it was nice because Matt, shout out Matt, he picked me up. He went out of his way and rented a car because that day we were going to Madly Medley, so he picked me up, rented a car, and it was nice to be able to just travel around Incheon because I never really got to explore Incheon because normally land, at the airport, which is in Incheon, and then get on the subway, get on a bus, and just head into the city. So this time having Matt there with a car, we got to go to Chinatown, which was nice. Getting to search for the first restaurant that served jjajangmyeon was fun, and there's like some protests going on. It was just cool to get to experience Incheon because like we got there like pretty early, so to get there before like the city like kind of came alive was nice. Like we went to the startup house, which I'll never forget. And I even like nerded out because I've been playing 5 Hearts Under One Roof season 2, and there's a scene with Yoojung, and it was in the neighborhood where the startup house is, and I just freaked out because I played the first game and the second game, and like the only like filming locations that I recognized was the airport because it's the airport. I've been there a bunch of times, but when I played that one little scene, I just recognized this one street. I was like, dude, I've walked on that street. That's awesome. It was cool, but getting to go to startup house was like a core memory because that when I first got into K-pop, Korean culture, startup was one of the first things that I got into, and I still love it to this day. And I'm still searching for the soundtrack, like the album version, because I have it on vinyl, but I'll never forget when they got it at the K-pop store. They got like very limited quantities. I got COVID, and I wanted to be a good person and not be a super spreader, so I didn't go in and get it. And this was before like I had a good relationship with the store, so I couldn't text the boss and be like, yo, can you hold that for me? Because I could do that now, but things were just different back then. And to this day, it's nowhere to be found. Even when I went to Korea, searching for it, nobody had it. I've searched eBay. It's nowhere to be found, but I'm willing to pay a lot of money for it. But I love startup, so that's why going to that house meant a lot to me. But yeah, Saturday, land, get through customs, get that egg, and I'm gonna just go ride the subway into town, which I'm not sure the routing yet. I think I'm gonna have to go from the airport to Seoul Station and then Seoul Station down to Seongsu. I think that's what I have to do. And then, yeah. And then I still have money on my T-Money card. Let's see how much money I have. But I'm definitely gonna have to top up and put more money on it when I get there too. It's my phone. Show you guys my T-Money card. Oh yeah. I have still have 13,000 won. I don't know if that'll be enough to get me. I think I have to buy a special ticket. So I think I'm going to take the express railway, like the non-stop one, get there faster. Which is nice too because the subways start a little earlier, so by the time I get through customs and get the Wi-Fi and everything, the subways will be running. And I booked my Airbnb starting on Friday, just so when I get there on Saturday, I wouldn't have to wait to check in, because obviously if there was like a previous guest, I'd have to wait for them to go clean it and everything. So to avoid that, I just booked it a day earlier. Yeah, they pay a little more, but I think it's worth the convenience. Even though like the owner of the Airbnb, he offers a service where he would hold your luggage until check-in, but I just wanted to be able to just go straight to the Airbnb and settle in because Saturday is going to be not crazy, just because we have the show in Hongdae. I'm not sure what time it starts, but um, that's like the only thing planned, and it's on a Saturday too. Last time I was in Hongdae on a Saturday, I got stranded. I'm thinking about how terrible that was. I don't even know if I can't remember if I vlogged about that. Maybe I talked about it a little bit, but I was so bummed because that was the night Tom Aspinall was fighting, and I don't remember what we were doing in Hongdae, but it was like around Halloween, and there was all these like crazy events, and I think we left Hongdae like around like midnight, and for the life of me, I could not get a taxi. I could not get an Uber. It was just so busy because there's so many people requesting them, and rides getting denied because drivers didn't want to accept and go to where I was staying. And I was staying near Seoul University. It wasn't like crazy far, but it just nobody wanted to accept. So I was like, damn. And I even walked like so fucking far from Hongdae, like maybe like 4 or 5 blocks away, and still nobody would accept a ride. And I was like preparing myself because it was getting so late. I was like, dude, all right, it's getting late. Subway opens, like the subway start running again in like 3 hours. I think I can just sit here at the CU and just wait till the subways open up again and then just ride home. And I was like, all right, let me call Matt and see if he could help. And luckily, I called Matt. It was probably 2.5 hours later. I called Matt. I'm like, yo, like, you still awake? And he was like, dude, like, I'm getting ready for bed. Like, what's up? And I'm like, dude, like, I'm still in Hongdae. Like, I'm fucking stuck here. And he was tripping out because he lives in Incheon, and he left on one of like the night buses, and he got home. And Incheon's far, so he got home, was getting ready for bed, and luckily he came through in the clutch, and he was able to call Kakao Taxi through his account and have it pick me up. And I got home. It was like 3 in the morning, and I can't. Yeah, I think I got home just in time for like the main event, but I passed out like during like maybe like the first round or in between rounds 1 and 2. It was a crazy night. So hopefully, first night in Korea, going to Hongdae. Hopefully we can not get trapped again. That would be nice. But yeah, I'm really excited to go back to Korea. Can't believe it's 5 days away. I think it's 5. I said 5. Let me just double check. I'm playing too much Pragmata. Let's see. Yeah, we counted right. It's about 5 days away. 5 days. 5 days. And we got some cool stuff planned. I think one of the most things I'm looking forward to is going to Daegu. Because obviously, like, I love Seoul. I've been to pretty much every neighborhood that I've wanted to go to in Seoul. And this trip, I wanted to either go to Busan or Daegu. And Busan's really far. And I was going to go with Matt, but unfortunately Matt won't be around this time. He's going to be in Thailand because he's going to this fest. I forget what it's called. But so he won't be around. So it's just going to be me and Edward. So I'm not too comfortable going all the way down to Busan with just us. So we're going to just go to Daegu this time. And then maybe when I go back in the fall, if Matt's around, if he's around, I know he'll be down to go to Busan. Matt is always down for anything. That's one thing I really like about him. He's just down to do anything, and he's a good friend. So maybe in November we'll go to Busan. But yeah, 5 days away. I'm so excited. Trying to think if there's any news before we wrap up. Podcast coming out this week. We have a podcast dropping Monday, podcast dropping Wednesday, and then we have a podcast dropping Thursday. So we have a busy week. You know, 2 new guests and 1 returning guest. So it should be a good week of shows. Pretty excited. But thank you all for tuning in. Start a band, book a show, call your friends, tell them you love them. 5 more days till Korea. Life is good. I hope all of you are having a good weekend. See you in the next one.